Hello everybody, I am Serkanur. In today's class, we will talk about the two controversial diseases. Those are lactose intolerance and dairy allergy. These two diseases are very confusing diseases because all of them are occur because the reaction to the milk. So, lactose intolerance is the disease which is caused by the sugar called lactose because of the absence of the enzyme that digests it called the lactase. This dairy allergy is caused because of the immune reaction or immune response to the milk proteins such as casein, whey like that. So these two diseases have similar symptoms. So how can we medically or clinically differentiate between them? Okay, uh, depending on the onset time, the lactose intolerance takes 30 to 2 hours after consumption of the milk. But this dairy allergy is very brief, from minutes to only hour, not too long. The symptom of the lactose intolerance is only the gastrointestinal symptoms such as nausea, diarrhea, gas, bloating. This is caused because of the lactose is not digested. It goes to the colon and fermented by the microbial normal microbiota. This converts them into the carbon dioxide and the methane like that. So it forms the gas and bloating. So this lactose intolerance is occurred because of the of enzyme called because of the absence of enzyme called lactase. This enzyme is used to digest the lactose into the glucose and galactose. Because of this absence, lactose goes into the colon and the colon bacteria or normal microbiota converts into the gas so that it results in the bloating gases and also diarrhea. The deficiency of this enzyme is caused in two ways. One, uh, congenital, and the secondary is the acquired case. Congenital cases when the child does not have during birth this enzyme. Acquired uh, cases when because of the intestinal diseases, those are caused, for example, by the colitis, by the gastroenteritis. These diseases can result in the loss of this lactase enzyme. Clinical features of the lactose intolerance. Those are bloating, stomach cramp, gas, diarrhea, nausea. These are the only symptoms of the lactose intolerance. Caused because of what? Milk, sugar, not milk, protein. To treat this disease, we can use lactose-free milk. If you use this, there is no another symptom will appear. But if we are treated by the lactose-free milk, If the symptoms continues, this is not the lactose intolerance. It is the dairy allergy, which is caused because of the milk protein. This to treat the lactose intolerance, also we use the tablets such as lactide. Also we use enzyme lactase. Okay, the other is the dairy allergy. The dairy allergy is the disease which is caused by because of the immune reaction to the milk protein, which are found in the protein such as casein, whey, and like that. So this is called, it is the part of the type 1 hypersensitivity, that is immediate hypersensitivity. This occurs when first we consume the milk protein goes into antigen presenting cells, and those antigen presenting cells, especially B cells, recognize them, and they are activated and converted into or differentiated into the plasma cells, and eventually producing the antibody or IgE antibody. This IgE antibody goes and binds to the mast cells. For the second exposure for this, or for the second consumption of the milk protein goes and binds to the mast cell immunoglobulin E complex. Once it is bound to them, then these mast cells release the histamine so that the allergic reaction will occur. Okay. Symptoms of the dairy allergy almost similar with the lactose intolerance. That is why they are called two confusing diseases. But the dairy allergy additionally has some symptoms such as skin symptoms, respiratory symptoms, and like that. But the lactose intolerance has only the gastrointestinal symptoms. So the symptoms of the dairy allergy are gastrointestinal symptoms such as vomiting, diarrhea, nausea, gas, bloating. These are the same with the lactose intolerance. But additionally, the patient who have dairy allergy, they experience the skin symptoms such as rash, also ibis, itching, and the respiratory symptoms such as cough, also breathing problem or difficulty in the breathing. So for lactose intolerance patient, when we give the lactose-free milk, they do not give any response to that milk. They will become normal. But if we give lactose-free milk for the dairy allergy patients, now also they react to these proteins. Well, the problem is not because of the lactose, it is because of the proteins found in the milk. So we can recognize depending on this as lactose intolerance or dairy allergy. Can both lactose intolerance and dairy allergy patients become tolerated to the milk? The question is good. Lactose intolerance patients can adapt to the milk by using the milk. Those have small amount of the lactose, such as yogurt, or by using the milk with other foods they can tolerate. But we should not give. But for dairy allergy patients, we don't try those practices. Why? Their reaction is to proteins, not to the lactose. So, for the treatment of the dairy allergy patients, our treatment is to avoid completely the patient from what? From the milk. That is all about the difference between the lactose intolerance and dairy allergy.